Today, Baba is giving us the direction to be a charioteer and a detached observer. So, Baba says, you consider yourself to be a charioteer and a detached observer. And when you do that, you will be able to keep your stage very powerful, and you will be able to be in constant remembrance. So, Baba says that you are the charioteer. This body is the chariot, and I am the soul, the one riding this chariot. I am the charioteer. So, when I consider myself to be a charioteer, I know that I am the one seeing everything. I am the one hearing everything. I am the one making all decisions. I am the one choosing my words and actions. So, being in the awareness of a charioteer means you are in the power that you are the one making choices, making decisions. And it is up to you where you want to focus, how you want to see, what you want to see, what perspective you want to have, what attitude you want to have, or what are the words you want to choose, what are the actions you want to choose. So, this is a very powerful stage because you are not a slave of your senses, you are the master. And for that, you have to always be in the awareness that I am the soul sitting on my seat behind the eyes and thinking the thoughts, making the decisions, and deciding the actions that I would do through the body. You have to become aware that you are doing it. So, I am the charioteer and I am actually the one doing everything, but building awareness needs time and it needs effort. You need to practice it. So, let me tell you one thing that I've been thinking about for some time now. So, you see, the importance of practice, we don't understand the importance of practice enough. So, I will tell you, there was one brother and he works for a very big company and he's the president of that company. And he's into a lot of stress. And then he came to the center and I told him to take the course. So he said, you know what, I listen to spiritual talks all day. So I am basically, all day I'm listening to spiritual talks, but that's not helping me. So I told him, no, but how is it that you're listening to spiritual talks and you're still stressed? So he said, because that's just content and content cannot change you. So I said, yes, so whatever we are telling you is not spiritual talk. It is different from that. We are telling you what to practice. So Baba is not giving us some sermon or lecture. Baba is giving us directions in the Murli. We are receiving directions about what to do. And that's why there is this rule that we listen to knowledge 1 hour and then we have homework for 23 hours. And many Baba's children also don't pay attention to that. Because 63 births on the path of devotion, We have only heard, no, no practice. It's only preaching, teaching, listening, but no practice. Now, Baba's knowledge tells us what practices to do internally so that you create a powerful stage. You see, in the path of devotion, we are given sermons about what to do or what not to do. But Baba's teachings are not what to do and what not to do. Baba's teachings are about creating a pure and powerful stage. And Baba is giving us very many practices every day so that I can create a pure and powerful stage. And only if I pay attention to the practice can I create a pure and powerful stage. And a day is the microcosm of your life. So that is why Baba says that you have to practice every day. And that's why Baba's Murli we receive every day, so that Baba can draw our attention to some practice that I have to pay attention to today, so that I can build my stage gradually. And doing what you should do, not doing what you shouldn't do is very easy. Baba is not telling us something that is not in alignment with our original capacity or quality. Yes, getting up at Amrit Vela is natural, is it not? Yes. So, animals also wake up early. Only human beings are sleeping late. So, just think about the kind of impurity that has entered the soul, that we are making these choices of actions which are not in alignment with our original stage or original nature. So, being sweet or focusing on, virtues, or getting up at Amrit Vela, or eating pure food, not killing somebody for your food, these are not big teachings. Or, not making somebody your object of sensual pleasure, and giving every soul the respect of being God's child. These are not big things. Not violating somebody's dignity or not violating somebody is not a big deal. But why does this look like a very big deal? Why is celibacy or pure food, or waking up at Amrit Vela, or seeing virtues, or doing seva? I see many children don't have the capacity to do seva. Seva is, so we are being sustained by Baba and Baba's family, and those who are becoming the instruments of sustaining the family, they have to be cooperated with. Yes, so giving our cooperation of body, mind, and wealth, and serving that one who is serving us for 21 births, is it so difficult? And we say we are going to become a deity, and we don't have the power to even cooperate with that one who is making me a deity, then how can I qualify as a giver or a deity in future? So it's not a big deal, but why are we not able to do these little things? Because the stage is weak. When the soul is weak, then the soul cannot draw power from Baba. Yes, so Baba's, Baba, retaining Baba's knowledge, or acting according to Baba's knowledge, or remembering Baba and holding the love and light from Baba requires a powerful stage. And that powerful stage is the stage of soul consciousness. And if you don't practice soul consciousness, what is soul consciousness? Just sitting in the awareness. So you see, it's all about awareness. You are the charioteer. You are sitting on your seat and doing everything through the body. That's a truth. And you just have to sit in the awareness that I am a charioteer and I am seeing through the eyes and I have a choice. Just exercise that choice. Just stay in awareness that you are a soul and your thoughts, your feelings, your perception, your attitude, your focus of attention is your choice. And just try to make that choice very consciously. For example, if you're sitting in a setting which has many people around you, suppose you are in a crowd and there's a lot of noise, then just sit in that place and just become aware. Or, even when you're walking or even when you are, doing something, just stay in the awareness that I'm the one listening through the ears. And it is my right to focus my attention on the sounds I'm hearing or not focus on it. Yes. And just, have this little experiment. You see, now if you're focused on the class, then you will not be able to hear the sounds that are around you. And then suddenly, when I tell you that, there are many sounds around you, you will be able to hear them very loud. Because the soul has this ability, and not just about not just the ability that I am the master of my sense organs. I have the ability to choose what I see, how I see, what I hear, or how I use my mouth, what I eat, or how I talk. Not just that, but you are also the master of the mind and the intellect, and you can choose where to focus. You can choose what thoughts to create or what feelings to create. My thoughts are my creation. I don't have any control over the scene of the drama, but how I think about it or what feelings I create about it is completely my choice. And you have to stay in this awareness that I am a charioteer and, I am in power. And I stay in my essence of knowledge, purity, peace, and then see everything, create thoughts and feelings that are in alignment with me, not with the scene of the drama. So it's a very big, illusion of Maya, that Maya has taught us that you have to be in alignment with the scene of the drama. But Baba says, no, you have to be in alignment with your original qualities. And you have to be in acceptance of the scene of the drama. So the scene of the drama could be fearful, it could be sorrowful, it could be painful, but you stay in alignment with your purity, peace, your state of love, your state of joy, and then perceive everything as joyful, peaceful, loveful, and accept everything the way it is. Don't be in resistance, and just know that you have the ability to be who you are despite any scene of the drama. And Baba says this stage will allow you to be a detached observer. What is a detached observer? A detached observer is someone who doesn't absorb the vibrations of the scene of the drama. So you observe, you don't absorb. So you are able to see everything as it is and stay as you are. So, a detached observer is somebody who can observe a scene of fear sitting in complete faith, a scene of chaos sitting in stability, a scene of peacelessness sitting in absolute peace. So, my inner state is not influenced by the external state. Usually, what happens is you become what you see, you become what you hear. So, if you're hearing anger, then you become angry. If you're seeing ego, you become egoistic. But detached observer means that I'm seeing what's out there It's not that I'm a fool. I'm not oblivious to what I'm seeing. I fully know and understand whatever I'm seeing. But I see it as it is while being who I am. That is a detached observer. You don't become what you see, what you hear. You know that it is cold, but it's not that you are feeling cold. It's not that maybe the body is shivering, and you know that the body is shivering, and you figure out how to keep the body warm, but you are not disturbed by it. So that's a detached observer. A detached observer doesn't mean that you do not respond to what's happening, or you do not perform the act that's required in the scene, but you perform the act from your place of stability and anchored in your spiritual energy. You don't absorb the energy of the scene and then act out of it, because no problem is ever solved with the same energy with which it is created. Yes, so if there is a scene of fear, you cannot solve it in fear. If there is somebody who is getting angry, you cannot get angry and solve it. That's the law. But what we are doing, we are trying to do all the time, is that same thing. So Baba says so when you are a charioteer and a detached observer, then you are able to preserve your spiritual stage or your soul conscious stage all the time. And you have to practice this. How do you practice this? The best time to practice is always at Amrit Vela, when not much is going around you. And that is why, we are always taught to remember or, practice with open eyes, because that's the yoga that we do is practice. And when you have to apply with open eyes all day, then how can you practice with closed eyes and apply with open eyes? That doesn't work. So then you have to be a karma yogi all day. And in the morning, in the time of nectar, in Amrit Vela, you are basically setting a foundation of how you want to be all day. So then what do? You just practice with open eyes. You sit in the awareness that I am the master, and whatever I see here is my choice. My thoughts, feelings, attitudes, my focus of attention is my choice. And then you decide to be a detached observer. And then, there is some fly coming and hovering around you. And then you even, even if you are just removing the fly from in front of you, you are not getting irritated while doing that. You are a detached observer, seeing the fly, acting what you have to act in that situation, but completely in your state of peace and calmness. Or you are there is somebody who is coming and talking to you at that time, and you're telling them that I will deal with it later, but you have not started questioning their behavior, that can't they see that I'm meditating and still they are coming and disturbing me. So that's a detached observer, that the energy of what's happening around you, the energy of who is in front of you, doesn't shift your energy. And you are able to observe, not absorb, and then respond, not react. When you observe, you respond. When you absorb, you react. That's the law. So this is the practice we have to make. And then all through the day, also, whenever you find time, have sitting yoga. Although Baba says we are karma yogis, and yes, that's very nice that we can be yogis for 24 hours because we are karma yogis. But if you have the liberty, if you can afford to, then have as much sitting yoga as you can. And that is very important. There is, of course, we are karma yogis and we accumulate while doing karma also. But sitting yoga is a very good method for accumulating spiritual power. And take out time, 15 minutes at a time, a half an hour at a time, maybe 2, 3 times in the day, and just sit and practice. I'm a charioteer and I'm a detached observer. And then the next stage is, remembering Baba. Because when you are able to stabilize yourself in this powerful stage, then you are able to have constant communion with Baba. Because Baba's light and might is like fire, coming towards you, or it's like water which is sustaining you, but or it's like light that's removing the darkness. But you have to have constant remembrance of Baba for Baba's light and might to shift something inside you. And that's why having a constant and powerful stage is very important. And then you can draw the light and might from Baba. And when you constantly draw the light and might, you become a very powerful force. You vibrate at the frequency that a Baba's child should vibrate. So that is what Baba says when he says, have volcanic yoga. So you see, if the foundation of soul consciousness is not powerful, then what happens is you are remembering Baba, and then again the cord is severed, and then again you wander a little, and then you come back to soul consciousness, then you remember Baba. That way you cannot accumulate power. And that is not volcanic remembrance. Volcanic remembrance is constant, intense remembrance. And that happens when your stage of a charioteer and detached observer is very powerful. And when that happens, you can burn your sins and you can become the conduit through which the atmosphere will receive Baba's light and power. So that is what Baba says today. And then Baba says those children who do this, so this is practice. Then when you are coming into interactions and work and into the mundane life that is there, in this birth, then what do? Then Baba says, live with the awareness that mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. Yes. And what is the meaning of mine is one Shiv Baba and none other? Just understand this. Bondage is created through thought, word, act, body, mind, wealth. Yes, so whatever you do through the body, when you're talking to somebody, when you are, cooking for somebody, when you're doing something, it is putting you into bondage. Do you understand that? Yes. And whenever, you are doing something for somebody, then that is putting you into bondage. Even if you think about somebody, I'll tell you one thing. So there was this one brother, and he told me that, Didi, I was thinking of buying a place for 10 years. And I accumulated a lot of money. I worked hard. I accumulated money for buying that place. But then that place got sold off to someone else before I could gather the money. And while he was saying that, he started crying. Okay. And then I told him, see, you did not give any money. Your money is not lost, right? The money is with you. Your hard work is not lost. Hard work has translated into money, it's there with you. Then what made you cry? Investing the thought made you cry. Do you understand how much investment of thought puts you into bondage? Even if you invest your heart, if you invest your thought in something, that also creates a bondage. Because in this old world, nothing is certain to behave according to your expectations. And then even if you invest your thought into something, maybe into a person, into a thing, or into anything, that will make you suffer tomorrow. That has the capacity to make you very sorrowful tomorrow. So Baba says that now you have to live in the world, and that is Baba's Shrimat also. Baba never says, come and live in the center or live in the jungle, or nobody. No, Baba has not said that. But Baba says when you live in the world, you have to remember that mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. So even if you are investing your thought for, you have to know that I'm an instrument and I'm not thinking about this person. I'm thinking on Baba's direction. And if it is not Baba's direction to think about something, don't think about someone or anything. Yes, don't we think about all the children of Baba? We definitely think about everybody, who has come, who is absent, or, why is this soul not smiling today, or why is this happening, or we think about all these things. But we don't think out of, why is this person, no, this Brahmin, why is this Baba's child not smiling today? And that is why it doesn't put us into bondage. We are able to, accept everybody's journey and facilitate it as much as is required. We are not attached, we are instruments. And Baba says you have to be an instrument everywhere. You have to know mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. Whether you engage with people, whether you engage in earning, whether you engage in doing something, know that you are doing it for Baba. And if you are not doing it for Baba, for example, this is not a fancy idea that I'm earning for Baba. If you're not doing any financial seva, are you earning for Baba? No, you cannot have that attitude. And then you will be in bondage. And that money will put you into, fear and sorrow and anxiety and everything. And this body, wherever you invest, whether you're cooking, whether you're cleaning, just know that your life is for Baba. You are cooking for Baba, for offering Baba, bhog to Baba. You are cleaning Baba's home. You are not cleaning anybody's home. You are not doing anyone, not doing anyone a favor. You are not doing anything for anybody. Mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. And when you have this attitude, when you are always doing everything with this attitude, if you are, even when you are taking care of the body, this body is Baba's instrument. I will tell you one thing, when I was not in Gyan, then people used to tell me that, you shouldn't eat that which is sour or something because you have a good voice and that voice will get damaged. Okay. And then because I was not interested in any singing or anything, so I never paid attention to it. I used to drink, tamarind water and everything and not mind it because I thought, what do I have to do with the voice? But then when I came into Gyan and I understood that this throat, this voice is important, I took care of it because I am Baba's instrument. So Baba says, and I used to get coughs and colds very often. But then I took care of the body, and even now I have cough and cold because that's a tendency, but then that has reduced a lot because I take care of this today when I did not take care of these things when I was not in Gyan. But today when I understand that I'm Baba's instrument and mine is one Baba and none other, then this body, which is Baba's instrument, has to be taken care with responsibility. So I have to serve through this body. This interest and this inclination is there. So Baba says, when you have this, this attitude that mine is one Shiv Baba and none other, then you do everything for Baba. And then everything that you do, that which you do for Baba, instead of putting you in bondage, it liberates you from your past karmic accounts. Because you are settling your karmic accounts with people, places, by not being attached and doing the needful. And this is the method for purity. So Baba says, you remember me, that will make me pure. For that, when you sit and you consider yourself to be a charioteer and a detached observer, then you will be able to remember me and burn your sins and become pure. And second is, when you consider that mine is one Shiv Baba and none other, then even the whole day you will be in my remembrance, because you are an instrument, and an instrument cannot function without remembrance of the master. Yes. Have you seen those people who work for somebody? They will always be on phone with them and keep taking instructions and doing everything because they know I'm working for this person. So Baba says, you will also keep taking directions and touchings from me and keep doing it because you're just an instrument. And this is the method to become pure. And Baba says, I have come to rejuvenate you. I have come to take you back. And how will I take you back? Only when you become pure. Baba says, I am the great death. I have come to take you all back home. But you can only go back home and come back to a pure world if you make the effort to become pure. And the effort to become pure is this practice of being a charioteer, detached observer, remembering Baba, and then staying in the awareness that mine is one Shiv Baba and none other, and doing everything as Shiv Baba's instrument. And just sit and churn on this. Is it true that mine is one Shiv Baba and none other? And of course, because nobody and nothing belongs to you. You may stay in that illusion as much as you like. But the truth is, mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. Nobody and nothing actually belongs to me. And the sign of somebody who belongs to you is they will do as you say, or they will behave according to your expectations. But in this world, nobody and nothing is designed to be like that. Okay, Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
We heard in classes that give everything to Baba and don't bother yourself too much. Don't think too much anything about. But in practical, we were not able to. Even after giving to Baba, thoughts were sometimes bothering us. But now I practice so much that now I am not bothered for anything.
Correct.
I am not taking any stress now. As soon as I get a little disturbed, I immediately know that I have to give it to that Baba and don't think about that. Baba will take care of it.
Yes.
And it really worked, and I'm very satisfied with this practice. And many more things today Baba also revealed about our practices to be Sakti and Sakshi, and that also Didi I practice. And that sitting yoga, I have to take care of that. I understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Om Shanti. So about this, giving to Baba, we have to understand one thing, that of course, giving to Baba doesn't mean that Baba will do everything and I will do nothing. But what you mentioned is very important, that you, whenever it starts to worry you, you give it to Baba. Yes, so suppose, you are given some seva. So suppose I have to conduct a class. Let's take an example. I will think about what I have to speak, right? I won't go there and say I'm not prepared. I will think about what I have to speak. But when I am in Baba's remembrance and in peace and thinking about the class, I am doing my work. But when I start worrying, then I have to stop thinking about the class, give it to Baba, and be in Baba's remembrance. And when I'm stable, I will again think about it. So that is what you pointed out, and that's a very good practice. Okay, Om Shanti.